What's going on, pop culture fam? It's your boy J. Rue, and
Kung Fu.
yeah, you're hearing a little bit of a delay. That's because we's live in Austin, Texas, at our own houses.
Yes, own house.
So we're trying something new. Obviously, I got a new house. If you guys can't tell in the background, and I am much further away from Kung Fu now than I was before. So we're going to try to make this work as best as we can. So we're trying something new. So shouts out to StreamYard for allowing us to do this for free. And we'll see where this takes us. We're going to be trying some different things. So definitely make sure you like and subscribe because you're still going to be able to get the audio on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And then the
And
video will both be on our YouTube channels as well. But just in case things don't go down right with the video or anything like that, you'll still find us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. So it's been a minute, dude. It's been a minute since we recorded
yeah,
since Mando. So it's been like almost
exactly.
2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, since
Uh,
talk about Star Wars episode 15, the Star Wars.
yeah,
Yeah,
with
so
Mando, yeah, Mandalorian. We're gonna kick things off. We're gonna start off with our spoiler-filled review of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Not the best Guardians, but definitely better than Volume 2.
um,
Still,
uh, I think this is the best one. So everyone out there, this is gonna be a James Gunn heavy video or art
yeah,
podcast. It's gonna be
yeah,
James
yeah,
Gunn heavy people. This and other stuff. We'll just talk about James Gunn. Just know he's
yeah,
gonna be the umbrella, shall I say, to all our content. It's all James Gunn
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
But to
So
get
we're
back
gonna
to
start off
the
with
Guardians open spoiler, and
Guardians, and then we're gonna move into some awesome rumor mills over there at Warner Brothers DC. So
yes,
Uh,
sir.
we'll get it going. We're gonna reference, I believe it's the direct.com, just to kind of give our overview of with Guardians, and we're gonna go over the top 11 spoilers of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and we're gonna go
Yeah.
backwards. They went from a 1 to 11. We're gonna go 11 to 1, uh, and we're gonna
So
start it off. So go ahead, Kung Fu. Go ahead, start us off.
it's some pretty good stuff. That we might give us little topics, but put on a little spin to the conversation piece and what they did like that. So we're gonna take just a little bit more in depth and stuff. So,
Yep.
but not too
Yeah.
much more in depth. So number 11. So I kind of feel like the whole David Letterman what top 10 list.
Oh, top 10 list. Yeah.
Number 10. Paul Schaefer kind of deal. So number 11, the high evolutionary dies, or does he? Dun dun
Mm.
dun.
Yeah. So yeah, if you guys have not yet seen the movie, obviously the big bad for Volume 3 is the High Evolutionary, and
Who's
um,
amazing?
who is amazing. He is
Amazing.
definitely my number 3 villain out of all of the MCU. Obviously, number 1 is Thanos, just being the big bad for 10 years, playing his part in the background, and then finally getting to full force in 2 movies back to back. And then you had Loki, who was, an amazing villain. He was probably the best part of the original Thor movie.
Yeah.
Uh, Definitely the best part of the Dark World for sure.
Oh God, yeah.
And being the villain for the Avengers to come together in the first Avengers movie, and then showing up again in Ragnarok and all that. And then now he's got his own TV show. So, I mean, Loki's just, love him or hate him, he's number 2 for sure.
Yeah.
He's going to continue to be number 2 as long as his character stays around for sure. But the High Evolutionary, oh man, and I'm glad that. At first, I was a little bit kind of hesitant because he didn't really look exactly how he looks in the comic books, right? Like in the comic books, he has kind of like a metal face, but this one he actually had like a human face per se, or a Terran, as they would say in the Guardians world. Um, but I'm kind of glad the way it ended because did he die? Did he not die? His face was jacked up. Obviously, another spoiler. Rocket jacks up his face when he was a baby,
Yeah.
and that could be if that guy doesn't want to play the High Evolutionary anymore, they could easily bring him back with another actor and put the metal mask over him. So I can maybe see why they probably didn't want to do that because they didn't want to confuse people with Doctor Doom, maybe. But
Oh, I didn't think about
either
that. Yeah,
way, yeah, either way, he was a fantastic villain. I absolutely hated him
yeah.
in the movie. Yeah,
He
so
had,
hats
he
off to
had,
James Gunn on that because he really did a good job in creating a villain that you really wanted to. And I don't even like to use the word hate. Like I'm a Star Wars fanboy, so hate leads to the dark side, and I don't like to say that about anything. But I wanted to hate this guy really bad.
yeah. He had no remorse. Like I'll say for me, he's definitely top five. I think I would say, with the top two being Loki and Thanos, I think he's maybe tied for maybe third place, or he could be fourth, depending who you ask, between him and Killmonger, because both of them had no remorse. They both didn't. They both didn't care,
Mm, yeah,
because they both, like everyone says, you the villain because you have your own, not code, but you know you you think you're right. You kind of do
yeah,
the way
yeah,
you brought up. So he
yeah,
thought what he was doing was right. That's a lot of people love Thanos because they feel like he has a point to everything he's doing. He has a
yeah.
point,
He
you
was an
know.
eco terror. He was an eco terrorist.
Yeah, and I think my wife mentioned it. He's like a sociopath. He's a psychopath. He's a narcissist.
Narcissist.
He's a little bit of everything, like
Yeah,
all
yeah.
into one.
Oh,
And
for
but,
sure.
but to him, he's like, "Hey, I'm trying to make the world a better place." To him, and you can't tell him no different. But to everybody
Yeah.
else, like, no fool, like you an asshole, like you Skeletor looking RoboCop looking ass, which is hilarious. That look comment that Peter did, but yeah, he's definitely, I'd say, top four for me. But it's hard between him and Killmonger before 3 or 4.
Yeah. Well, it's hard, right? Because like you're exactly right, and I know we're kind of going off topic here, but you brought it up, so I got to make a comment on it. But
Well, for
yeah,
sure.
because like with Thanos, like there, okay, in Infinity War Thanos, there's almost a part of you that agrees with what he's doing, right? Like
Hmm.
you kind of, not that you agree, but there's an understanding to it. It's almost like you can actually have a conversation about it and not like be labeled a homicidal maniac, right? Like it almost like it makes sense.
Yeah.
And and but when it gets to Endgame, he's just like, nah, like I'm gonna wipe you out again, and then I'm gonna wipe out everybody, and then create life on my own. Like then, like now he's like full. At this point, he is completely the full Mad Titan, right? Like
Yes.
and then the pivot point. That's why, like, I think for me, the High Evolutionary is higher than Killmonger because the same thing with Killmonger. Like, even though he was ruthless and um, not a good person, it made sense. Like,
Hmm.
like what he was doing in essence is justifiable. Like, so it's hard
Yep.
for me to say he's really a villain. Like,
Is
like
exactly. Yeah.
it's
That's
really
true.
hard. It's really like his character very much tiptoes through the line of being a villain and a vindicated or a vilified person. You know what I mean? And an idea basically.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. That's he was a great villain. He was awesome. So yeah. Let's go ahead and
Oh,
keep it moving. So
okay,
number
number 10.
Number 10. Oh, yeah, people, let's go. Come on. Number 10. We have a new set of Guardians, people. That's right. We have a new team of Guardians, which now includes, which no, he's already part of it. Rocket is the leader now. You have Groot, Adam Warlock, Kraglin, Cosmo, and is it Fivel?
Faravel. Yeah.
Fireveil? Yeah. So how that came to be, people, that was an end credit scene. So to all the people that walked out the theater and
Mm-hmm.
didn't see that clip, yes, that's what you miss. You miss the mid-credit scene of the new.
Philaville. Sorry, not
Oh,
Faraville.
okay,
Philaville. Yeah.
Philaville, yes. Everyone that went to the theaters before the mid-credit scene happened, you missed out on the new Guardians that could
Yeah.
or could not come around if Marvel decides to do next Guardians movie, which I don't think they will, but who knows? Anything's possible. So
Yeah, for sure. Um, I think they um, correct me if I'm wrong. Cosmo didn't talk in the holiday special, did she?
I think she did for a small time, small little bit. I think she did.
Okay, if she did it, I don't remember, and maybe it was that small of a scene.
Yeah, I
Not to
think it
take
was.
away anything from the holiday special, because the holiday special was great,
Yeah, I
but
think it was a tiny bit.
yeah, and one of the things I've been seeing online is people kind of be like, oh, well, what does Marvel always have to gender swap everything? Because in the comic books, Cosmo is a boy,
Oh, okay.
and they chose a female's voice to voice Cosmo for whatever reason. Like, it fucking matters. Like, who cares,
It's a
right? Like,
dog. It's a
it's a
dog.
dog,
It's a
dude.
dog it's a dog in a space costume. So you don't know if it's a boy or girl.
Yeah. Here's the thing I will say, and this is kind of just my overall kind of thing about James Gunn when it came to Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm glad he showed some restraint. And I don't know if that's a Kevin Feige thing or,
Mhm.
because in true James Gunn fashion, the bag dog joke could have ran the whole fucking movie. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And I mean, and it kind of did a little bit, but
it did.
it
It ran for a good portion of the
for
movie.
for a good portion of the movie, but
Yeah,
it meant something, right? It's not like it's not like a throwaway joke that he normally does that just runs throughout a whole movie. So, but I think Cosmo was great. I wish we would have gotten some sort of scene that kind of showed her origin story versus her telling Howard the Duck and other aliens as they were playing cards around the table. Um, that would have been cool. But
yeah,
that's just me being picky. But yeah, we got King Groot, which was awesome. I was like, holy crap, okay.
yeah.
And then Adam Warlock. I mean, uh, look, this he was probably the weakest part of the entire movie, in my opinion. But because you could literally take his character out and still have the same movie.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, literally, it's just
Pretty much.
but I thought the scenes that he had were funny, like when he disintegrated Homeboy when she was like, "Show him that we mean business."
Yeah, that's pretty funny. Yeah,
But
and the whole hugging scene at the end, where he's trying to
yeah, do we hug? Yeah,
like am I supposed to be doing this? Am I supposed to join in? Like, what's going on? Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So
So you're right, man. We got a new Guardians team. Where is it going to go from there? Um, I mean, really, in essence, if you stop and take a look at kind of what Marvel has been doing, because I know a lot of people say, didn't like Phase 4 or Phase 5. I can't remember which one. We're in 5 now, right?
yeah, it was phase 4. People didn't. Yeah,
Phase 4 people didn't like, but I mean, really, if you stop and look at it, it was a lot of a passing of the torch kind of aspects, right?
yeah,
So in essence, I mean, really, what Marvel's doing is like, hey, look, if we want to take a 10-year break and not make Marvel movies, Disney could say, hey, we're going to take a 10-year break and not make any Marvel movies. We got Phyla-Vell. That character can age in 10 years.
hmm
You have T'Challa Jr., who can age in 10 years. You've got Kamala Khan, who's a teenager. You've got all these, like, and then not to mention Thor's daughter
yeah,
from. So, like, they're being smart. I think, in my opinion, I think that they're going to say, you know what, eventually these are going to tire out. So let's cool it off. We can bring in some new characters in the future that'll be the new Avengers or the new Guardians or whatever they want to do with these young kids that are slowly being mentioned
hmm
as we continue. So, yeah,
So
That was pretty much that was a pretty that and that was a good after credit scene. I like the fact that they were always kind of relating to music, but music was also another pet peeve about me about this movie. Um, but I like the fact they were all kind of like, oh, this is oh no, man, this is the one, this is the one.
yeah,
So yeah,
yeah. I think honestly, if they decide to go with the Guardians movie, half this team won't be around to see it. I think pretty much
oh yeah,
Cosmo, Falavel, and Kraglin would not be part of it. It'll be up to somebody else. That's just my opinion. So, all
yeah, it
right,
could, yeah,
number 9. All right, Nebula leads nowhere. So yes, people, um, pretty much toward the end of the movie, the Guardians kind of do their own thing, and Nebula decides to be the new leader of nowhere.
yeah. It's definitely a big shift from the first Guardian movie to here, and we kind of talked about it a little bit,
Uh-huh.
but if they wanted to, um, I don't know. It's just something that I noticed. Even my wife noticed when we were watching it. Like there was a little something going on between her and Peter,
A
like that
little
they could
bit.
definitely play off a little bit.
Yeah.
So I don't think she'll. I don't think it's we're gonna see the last of her. I think she'll come back at some point. She may be even a part of Infinity War. So I mean, not Infinity War,
Secret
Secret
Wars.
Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Secret Wars or even King Dynasty. Who knows? But I think more
yeah,
Secret Wars. Um,
yeah,
but honestly, no, after watching the movie, no, the like what was it Lila?
yeah.
Where she told Rocket, your story is not over. I think Rocket had the biggest arch between
Oh yeah.
3 movies. Right behind him was Nebula. Nebula, if you watched all the from where Nebula started to now,
Hmm.
her storyline of herself and what she's gone through is so like just it's crazy and it's pretty. It made her like one of the most interesting characters the MCU has ever done.
Yeah,
Like
for
she,
sure.
like if you really think about like what she went through for what she gone through, who she had to deal with, just the emotions, and then seeing her even cry or weeping, not really cry, but more weeping about Rocket surviving and that kind of deal.
Yeah.
It's like just her story alone is pretty. They made a character that people would normally throw away into someone you actually care about.
Yeah. I mean, and for sure, because she started off as the second fiddle to Gamora and
Hmm.
being an assassin, basically being a tool to be used and controlled, to now becoming a leader that that helps people grow and like what I mean? Like it was like
Yeah,
she did a complete 180 on who her character was, that Thanos made her be to where she is now.
that's it's
Um,
great to see.
yeah, it was really good to see. I definitely think she had um, she had some scenes that she stole from some of the other cast for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
All
All
right,
right,
let's keep it rolling.
number 8. Gamora has a new family. That's right, people. She has a total new family. It ain't the Guardians, it's the Ravengers.
This is one thing I didn't like about the movie. I
Oh,
kind
okay.
of, yeah, 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 and only because it feels like they didn't know what to do with her. You know what I mean?
She ended up being a throwaway character.
Yeah, because they, obviously when they were doing the whole press thing, right? And they asked James Gunn, hey, so how much of you knowing that that the Russo brothers were going to kill off Gamora did you know of? And he's like, I didn't know any of that. Like, I just knew that eventually my characters were going to be part of this big thing, and then
Hmm.
oh crap, now I got Gamora. Like, so I think that really kind of maybe threw a wrench in things of what he originally had planned for Volume 3.
Yeah,
But it definitely seems like they just kind of shoehorned her in, like like that one scene where Peter's like, you knew where Gamora's been this whole time, and Nebula was like, yes, like like it just kind of seemed like really, like I don't. it just seemed so out of place that at the end when she finally understood Groot, you would think that she would have stayed, or she would have
Yeah,
stayed with at least Gamora to kind of like get their relationship back on track, because obviously she is a younger Gamora because of she's been taken out of time from the past. It just seemed like that was just kind of weird. But that like I said, had a couple of complaints about this movie, but not much.
yeah. I understand that. That's understandable. All
Yeah.
right, number 7, the legendary Star Lord takes a sabbatical. Yeah, that's what it says. So yeah,
Yeah.
so from it, I think in his arc as well, going through all the Guardians and Avengers, what he went through, pretty much finding love. His love dies. His love's come back. Not pretty much. I'm not the girl who you once been. So you got to deal with that your own self, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. And then on top
Yep.
of him dealing with his family, still having family on Earth that he haven't seen since he was a kid, since he's 7 years old, and pretty much having a sister he didn't know about, in Mantis,
Yeah.
and just his once again his whole story as well is like he's like, yeah, I need to finally stop. I need to finally just stop and just let
Take some
life.
me time.
Yeah, yes, some self-care time.
Yeah.
He needs to sit back and just relax and ponder and think about everything he's gone through, and finally meet his grandfather, and that he doesn't pretty much doesn't know of really that much, kind
Yeah.
of deal.
Yeah.
And just kind of like I said, just sit back and let him actually enjoy himself. He's
Yeah.
been on the run of outlaw. He's been a thief majority of his life. Now he can sit back and actually be an adult and
Yeah. For sure.
be
And
I guess a family guy, a family man kind of deal, but just
yeah.
be a true
Yeah.
adult kind of deal on that level.
And here's something that I've noticed that people have not been talking about on the interwebs, on the socials,
Uh-huh.
is did you pay attention to what his grandfather's name was?
Mm-mm.
So his grandfather's name was Jason.
Okay.
And in the comic books, Star-Lord's or Peter Quill's real father is not Ego. That's what they made in the MCU.
Yeah.
His name is Jay Son. So they kind of said, "Oh, okay. Well, if we're not going to do that, then let's just make his grandpa Jason." Like
Okay.
it. So I was like, "Oh, that's kind of cool. That was kind of let's just retcon this a little bit."
Yeah. And as
Yeah.
well
So
as
no.
and,
Yeah,
and
but
also too on that one here, on this one as well. Once again, people, you gotta stay for these credits. It's been over 10 years now. If you don't stay for the credit scenes, you're an idiot. At the
yeah,
end, you learn that the legendary Star Lord will return, which he could end up in Kane Dynasty. He could end up in Secret Wars, which I think he'll end up in Secret Wars.
yeah, for
I don't
sure.
think he'll be in Kane Dynasty. I think he'll I think that's where you may see that's made where you see the Guardians next.
Yeah,
You may
yeah,
see the new version of Guardians in Secret Wars, and then all of a sudden you see Peter on the other end of Secret Wars, like, oh hell, I gotta fight my brethren kind of deal or whatever. So who knows? But
yeah,
yes,
yeah, yeah. I'm
so
nobody really knows anything about what they're going to be doing with Secret Wars, but I mean, obviously, the comic book storyline is the Beyonder wanted to see who would win in a fight, the good guys or the bad guys. So it'd be interesting to see if maybe we get um, Ego to come back, like Kurt Russell. Could be. I mean, I don't know, or maybe even the High Evolutionary. Who knows? So
some
yeah,
I wouldn't mind seeing him back again.
oh, for sure, for
And that,
sure,
that
yeah,
that'd be pretty
or
awesome.
even, or even Ego, and actually kind of like, in a sense, retcon him and make him actually a villain. Because to me, he really wasn't a villain in the second one. It was just kind of like, oh, here's how we're gonna say Peter was able to hold an Infinity Stone for a little bit and make it make some sort of sense. But
Yeah.
yeah, But dude, that extra credit scene was hilarious to me, and a lot of people, at least in the theater that I saw it in, were kind of looking at like,
What's the
what
point?
the hell is that? Yeah, what's the point? But you were showing me today the cereal and the T-shirt that he
So
was wearing,
so
and then,
yes.
but
So
the but what was funny, for me, I didn't notice any of that because I was
me
not born in the
neither. I didn't
'70s.
know that either.
But what was funny was like the whole neighborhood gossip thing, like the
Yeah.
the old man that knows everything about what's going on and complaining about, like, well, if I'm going to go cut this lady's yard and she's got a son that just sits there and plays video games all day, I think he should be able to cut the grass. Like, that shit was funny. Just just being a
Yeah.
new homeowner and all itself, I kind of like, yeah, that fuck yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty good. And shout out to my wife because she saw this. I didn't see it. Is that pretty much Peter Quayle, Peter Star Lord was eating cereal called Freakies. It's a cereal back in 1971 to 73 or 74, I saw. And it's kind of not really like Fruity Pebbles. I guess it's more like, it's kind of hard to explain. It has like
Yeah,
chocolate
it's just a
bites.
cereal, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
it's just a
chocolate bites,
cereal.
whatever. And so Peter Quill was also wearing a shirt that says Freakies. And so what was kind of cool about it was that my wife actually found that exact shirt on Etsy and she ordered it for me. So pretty much I should have the shirt in the mail soon that says Freakies. I'm like, why in the hell you order me a shirt that says Freakies? And then she was playing like, oh, I didn't even notice that. I'm like, oh, good catch.
Yeah, don't wear that out in public, man.
Hey, it
He
is
can be
what it
like,
is.
hey,
Hey, it's
yeah,
all
he'll
right.
be
It'll
like,
be all
hey,
right.
what's going on? What's going on,
Hey,
freaky?
it'll be all right. It matches my J's. It'll be fine.
Hey, there you go.
So yeah, so it was actually a pretty funny thing. But yes, I got a shirt coming. My wife bought me off Etsy called Freakies. So yeah, let's move on now. Number 6, Drax the father figure. So yes, we all know Drax
Yeah,
as the destroyer, but by the end of this movie, and he talked about it in the first one where he was a dad and a husband. His family got slaughtered and that kind of deal, and he kind of related with the kids. And Nebula told him, not Nebula, yeah, it was Nebula told him that, hey, I see you for who you really are. You're not a destroyer. You're a dad. You was put here to be a dad, and
yeah.
so yeah, that was actually pretty cool to see him interact with the kids. Even though he said, "We're gonna be a chicken." Beep 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 beep. Like, I was like, "What kind of chicken is that?"
that's a
So that was
that's a
pretty funny.
robot, Drax, not
Yeah,
a
yeah, that
chicken.
was pretty funny. You got all these
Yeah.
laugh, like, really? Like, okay, like, all right,
Well,
whatever.
the cool thing is like, now that they've introduced Phyla Vel, they could they could have down the road introduce Moondragon, who was Drax's daughter, and who has some kind of run-ins with Phyla-Vell. I think actually even um, might have been a interest or something like that in the comic books. But so I know they in at least right, Drax says she's dead, but
Yeah,
in comic books, right, nobody's ever dead forever. So
nope,
you know,
not at
could be
all.
another Guardians. That could be a storyline for the Guardians.
Could be.
Hey,
All right.
I rather have the Guardians come back if it's not in the theaters, like a Marvel special
Disney
again.
Plus.
Yeah, yeah,
I wouldn't mind seeing a Mantis Disney Plus show.
yeah. See what she does with the batter eaters.
Yeah, the obelisk. That'd be pretty cool to see her on her like just going through the galaxy with her obelisk, like going from like
Oh, dude.
different.
Yeah,
I think that would be pretty cool. She meet different people, and especially her personality. I think that would be pretty cool to see.
yeah. That would be funny. Yeah,
Which actually leads to
dude.
number 5.
Here, well, okay.
Okay,
Before we get to 5,
okay.
okay. Disney, Marvel, holla at your boy. I will write it for free. Just put my name on it. Just hear me out. Mantis and Howard the Duck.
Oh, that'd be cool. That'd be cool.
It'd be a little short
Yeah, man.
5 episodes show, and just watching them get into some antics would be Pretty hilarious.
That would be pretty funny. That, or you could also have it to where it could kind of like not really take the place, not really reboot. I guess more reboot the original, where you actually have this version of Howard the Duck and Mantis join him on Earth again.
Oh
Kind
yeah,
of, kind of deal. She's like, "Oh yeah, I've been here before," and he's like, "What?
get
You
a
have?" That kind of
get
deal.
a cameo of Leah Thompson.
Oh yes, yes. Like she was familiar. Like I don't know, like whatever.
Yeah,
So
that'd be,
that would be pretty funny.
that'd be funny.
So yes, now so back to number 5. So yes, back to
Yep.
Mantis. Number 5, Mantis carves her own path. So that's right,
Yep.
people. Toward the end of the movie, everyone's kind of going their own way, carving their own path in life. She tells Drax goodbye with a tear in the eye and waves and so does Drax,
Yeah.
and she leaves with her 3 obelisks, and that's it. You see her walk away, and it's kind of leaving it open to your imagination
Mm-hmm.
what she could be doing out there or whatever. So I think honestly that'd be pretty cool if they decide to do a Mantis. Oh, Mantis and the 3 obelisks, kind of like um um uh later Trump kind of deal, just kind of like that kind of wacky title, just having her just like I said do all kind of crazy stuff all over the galaxy. Each episode could be like 45 minutes long. She going from different little planet or little, I don't know, little area of space and just run into people, trying to save people and that kind
Yeah.
of deal
Yeah.
and so on. And then you kind of have certain part of the galaxies like, hey, we heard about you. We heard about the Guardians of the Galaxy. We heard about them. You was part of them. Yeah, I was part of Guardians of the Galaxy. Other people like, who's the hell's Guardians of the Galaxy? Who's those people? Kind of deal.
Yeah.
That kind of deal. So I think that'd be pretty cool to see.
Yeah. I'm interested. Yeah. I mean, they definitely have like these are characters people really, really liked. I was kind of on the fence with Mantis, even though they were like, "Oh, she's an assassin," but then like she really didn't fight at all in the second in Volume 2, and then she didn't really fight in Infinity War. She just tried to put Thanos to sleep, and then she shows up in Endgame, and they do the whole, all the women Marvel characters, and she's there, but they never show her like fight. So it was like,
That is
just
true.
you know what I mean? Because like, when is she going to get her fill? And then cue the holiday special, and now Volume 3, you get to see her kick ass finally. So yeah,
Yeah.
it was very long overdue for me personally, because I thought she was a fantastic character, and her and Drax's relationship and banter with each other is just it's next level.
It really was. It was awesome. Some good shit. It really was.
Yep.
All right, number 4, Come to Earth's Destruction, which was crazy to see. So pretty much the High Revolutionary, or should I say, Peter first tells the High Revolutionary, yeah, your world's so perfect. Why you got cockroaches killing other cockroaches for drugs or whatever? He's like,
Yeah.
oh, that shouldn't be happening. Oh well, I guess we need to start from scratch. He's like, what? Start. What you mean start from scratch? Like what? So yes, he's like, yeah, we're gonna just blow it all up and start brand new. He's like, what? Like, like
And
even
that's
our
what made him.
okay,
Sorry. Go ahead.
oh no, I'm just saying, like even our artist is like, what? Like just no remorse. Yeah, we're just gonna blow it up, start from new, whatever. It's kind of like writing with a paper and a pencil and eraser. You write something, mess it up, erase it, start over again. That's pretty much what he did.
Dude,
That's,
and that's what I was saying. That's what made him such a hateful character that you just like, oh, this motherfucker. Like it was like really, like the petty crime is what you said was worthless about this whole entire quote unquote experiment that you did with a duplicate Earth, but with animal people, and your first thought is to just blow it up and we'll try again. Like,
yeah, pretty
dude,
much.
he was definitely the mad scientist with no remorse or no inferiority complex. Like he was awful, man. He was, yeah. I mean, shout out to, and I don't even like if I could say his name, I would.
It's
Is it
Charuti.
Chiruti? Uh,
I'm not gonna say his last name.
yeah, yeah. See that, and it. No disrespect, I just can't pronounce it, but maybe I just need to hear it.
Yeah, if I
But
can hear it, yeah,
he killed it,
yeah,
man. He was
yeah, he's
probably the second best part of this whole movie.
yeah,
Just his acting was on par. He was fantastic in Peacemaker. Uh,
mm,
yeah, pretty much anything that he's ever been in, he's really good. Like, yeah, he's good stuff. He's good stuff. I would, if somebody said that he's coming back as a highly evolutionary for another Marvel movie, I'm in just in that.
of course.
Yeah, yeah, because yeah, the whole fact that he was doing these experiments with animal and getting them to evolve, go past the missing link, and then become, you know, somewhat humanized, and then just to blow them up was just like, dude, what the hell?
Yeah, yeah. So great stuff there. So we got three left. All
Top
right.
three. Here we
So
go.
top three, baby. Number three. You could correct me on this one. Was it the origin story revealed for the
The
sovereign
sovereign. The sovereign.
sovereign? Yes. So we
Hmm.
now have a technically the origin story for them has been revealed, and what it
Yeah.
was is the High Revolutionary created them pretty much to make it short and sweet. He created the whole society, which was pretty interesting.
Which, yeah, interesting. Um, kind of made them
A, a,
throwaway
a,
characters.
yeah, a cheap
You
a cheap
know,
way to was a cheap way to kind of okay, we're gonna make it cheap. You created them. All right, cool.
yeah, I
That's
created
solved.
them in order for
Check.
me to create Adam Warlock to be the perfect version of those creations.
Yeah.
Like, really? Like it, but I get it. That you have three movies to tie it all. Again, this seems to me like something that was either shoehorned in for some odd reason. Because again, like I said, you could have just taken Adam Warlock and the Sovereign out of this movie and still had the exact same movie. Like they
Yep.
really serve no purpose in this movie whatsoever. And in fact, I kind of much would have rather them not have been in this movie because you could have still had the high evolutionary sin, the animal, what were they called? The Hellions or the Hellings or something like that.
Yeah.
Uh, the
Like that.
the
Yeah.
the animal like murderous things
Like,
and still
like the war
damage
pig.
Rocket. Yeah, you know what I
Yeah.
mean. So you could have just swapped out those characters for that and still have the exact same movie. So um, yeah, it was just kind of it was weird the way that they went that way, but I mean I get it. I mean Aisha and Adam Warlock were just kind of just throwaway characters to begin with, even in volume two. So
Yeah.
to me it just kind of sucked at the fact that they just wrote them off as a high evolutionary creation. But okay,
It is
it
what like all
is what
right.
it is.
Yeah, you wanna go with that? Cool, whatever.
Yep.
All right. Number two. Oh boy. Here we go with this
Oh
one.
boy, 89P13. Mm,
Yep.
mm, mm, mm,
Rocket's tragic origin story. And boy, did he have one.
mm.
And we said, this whole all three movies was technically about Rocket. It was his origins, it was his story to tell between all three
Yeah.
movies. Um, yeah, and it was just oh boy. I know Joseph gonna agree with me. I know we talked about this already. It was
Yeah.
scenes of Rocket
Oh,
when he was younger, and I teared up. He teared up. My audience, my theater, there was times where um, the scene where Lola got shot, our whole theater got quiet. Quiet.
bruh.
Like no one's like everyone was kind of like you could tell people was happy, but then you could hear it was and just mouse dropped. And hearing Rocket scream, and like you
dude,
hear hallucinatory like wah 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 cry cry cry. You like you an asshole for that. I
dude,
didn't think about that. Then he made fun of him while he was crying. Wah wah wah. I'm like, that's dirty. That's
bruh.
mean. And, and he's like, yeah, come get them. They out their cage, whatever. Just come take care of these people. Like it was,
Dirty dog, bro. Dirty dog.
yes, just
Dude, that I was like, okay, I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna get teary eyed. I got this. But the minute that he screamed, I lost it. I was like, oh God, here we go. Dude, because the scream got me, man. Like I was just like, holy crap. Like I will say James Gunn is very good at delivering, raw emotional scenes,
Mhm.
you know, in the Suicide Squad, the scenes with Ratcatcher, like the scene with her and her dad, like those were awesome scenes. And then at the end, being the one that saves the day, like those scenes were amazing. The scenes of young Rocket and him being created, and like seeing how he first talked, like, oh, we see Sky, we see. I was like, bruh, come on. And then like now, but there's you're starting to see trends on social media of like people trying to actually go out and find fucking baby raccoons. I'm just like, really? Like,
oh,
just
bro.
like,
Tonight I was on IG. Somebody had a big ass raccoon with him, and on a couch watching TV. He said it was the caption was after watching Guardians 3, who needs a girlfriend when you have a raccoon? And so I get the guy had the camera to the TV, he camera to the right. You see the raccoon looking on the couch on the TV like this, and then you see him take his
chilling.
finger and take his hand, put it in the raccoon's lap. The raccoon grabs his finger and go back and watch TV with him again. I'm like, bro, like, come on, people
I'm telling you, dude.
want
Yeah,
raccoons now.
yeah, man. But
And for him to finally realize what he was a raccoon.
yeah,
He was
yeah,
like, I'm a
yeah. He kept
raccoon.
saying no. I think he always knew he was a raccoon. He was just not accepting it. Like he wasn't.
Yeah.
He associated with being a raccoon with being a test subject.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So he fully embraced him being a raccoon at the end of the movie was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was
But
like, and the name's Rocket Raccoon.
yeah, that was
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah,
And
dude,
the whole
for
just
sure.
him and his friends, him and Teef
Oh,
and
dude,
Lila and Floor.
Floor,
Oh boy, his little buddies and like,
dude, the heaven scene,
yeah,
bruh,
for she's
that
like
got me too. I'm like, good grief.
you see Teef in the background doing this. Like, yo, like, hey, like, that was funny. That was so funny.
And okay, so here's something I didn't realize. I don't know if you realized this when you were watching it, but like, did you notice that like the rabbit Floor, like her rabbit limbs did not work anymore? Like that's why she had like the spider legs.
Yeah, they were just hanging. Yeah. She
Dude,
looked, it looked
it
like a mixture of a rabbit and a spider.
yeah, I did not notice it until the heaven scene when they're like walking and then like her little limbs are just like her rabbit limbs
Mm-hmm.
and like her feet are dragging. I was like,
Yeah.
oh shit, like this mother effer took her arms away and gave her fucking spider legs. Like what the fuck? Like, dude,
Well,
that's hardcore. Like,
that's like Lila, no arms.
yeah, he took her arms. Yeah,
Gave her robot arms,
yeah, yeah,
and teeth
dude,
gave teeth wheels.
bruh.
gave him
Well,
gave
I
him
mean,
wheels.
technically didn't have any legs to begin with, but yeah,
Yeah,
I
that is
get it.
true
Yeah,
too.
yeah. But bruh, when they did the little raccoon and otter kiss, I was like, man, for real, it's like two of the cutest animals in the world. Gonna like rub noses. Come on, y'all. Like, man, dude, that yeah, those are some scenes for sure.
Yeah, and he was like, "I want to go with you. I want to go with
Oh
you."
yeah,
She's like, "No, you can't yet. You will, but not now, not yet.
It's
But
not your time.
not your time.
Yeah.
He's like, I want to go. Like, I'm like, bro, like this is killing me right now. He won't be with his friends.
And the fact that Peter had the exact same scream as Rocket when
Yeah,
he thought he was gone, dead.
yeah,
Ah, dude, that was like, damn, yeah, that's tough. It's almost it's crazy. It's like, but it's almost like well, not almost, but his story was full circle. Here he is as the lone survivor of his friends being killed
hmm
to being the one that's dying and his friends are around him.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like it's like the complete it's like the complete opposite, but it's also the same thing and it's the same story. Very clever writing there. I will give James Gunn
yeah.
that for sure.
James Gunn, he definitely killed it on that level on the writing for this movie. Like you
Yeah.
can tell, he put a lot of heart and soul in this movie, for sure. Because with these characters that he loves so much, that kind of deal. So.
Yeah.
And the number one, which was actually a shocker when you think about it, when you actually break it
Yeah.
down, this is a shocker. No one died. None of the heroes died, and we talked about this. We both said we both discussed who we thought was going to die,
I
because
think
the
well,
trailers
I said I
was
didn't know who was gonna die. I thought somebody was gonna die, but
yeah, I thought so too.
you were like, I think Drax is gonna die. I think Rocket's
Yes,
gonna
I
die.
said I thought it was Drax for sure, Peter for sure, and Rocket. The trailers, I give you that. They was very misleading. Those trailers was misleading to the core.
Yeah,
Because when you
yeah,
watch the movie, you're like, wow, I see what y'all did there. So bravo to Marvel's marketing team on making that
on
trailer that way
those trailer cuts, yeah.
to
Because I
make
tell
it
you
like
what,
somebody
yeah
was
those
going to die.
yeah because those trailers are 10 times better than the freaking 5 minute Fast X trailer that came out today that showed you the whole damn movie. Like like I have not wanted to see a Fast and the Furious movie in a long time, but I kind of want to see this one just for the simple fact that the action looks pretty cool, even though it's like over. I think, like I said today at work when we were talking about that trailer, I think with after seven, 8 and 9, they just got ridiculous,
Yeah.
and my ridiculous filter just was like not letting me want to watch these movies, and I just think I just have to turn that off and then just enjoy it for it being an entertaining movie and just roll with it.
Yeah.
Because I think that's what I'm gonna have to do.
Yeah. You'd be all right. You'd be all right. But like I said, back to the Guardians. No one
Yep.
died. Everyone went their own way. Everyone kind of, I guess, had a happy ending. If you want to consider this a happy ending for each
I
character.
think everybody had a happy ending for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
Peter went to find his family and kind of get to know himself. Gamora went where she wanted to go. Nebula became a
With Sylvester
leader.
Stallone.
Yeah, with Sylvester Stallone. Hey, yo, Gamora, come over
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Gamora.
here.
Yeah. Welcome home, Gamora.
Yeah. What I tell you what to do, you're gonna do it.
Yeah, of course, you got
No, but yeah,
Nebula.
everybody went their own way,
Yeah,
and I think
Nebula, and
it was the best outcome for those
yeah,
characters to be kind of to me it was better off than better than writing off into the sunset and they all died or whatever. You know what I mean? Like I definitely think it was the best
yeah,
way to go, especially since the kind of the one thing I'm starting to see Marvel stop doing is killing off villains because you need to save these villains because they gotta come back at some point. Like nobody stays dead
ex-
in comic books, so they can't stay
exactly.
dead in movies, especially since some of these villains they're staples,
Yeah,
So, but yeah, it was I like the fact that everybody went their own way and kind of had their own happy ending and you know their version of a happy ending.
yes,
Maybe not ours as an audience.
but yeah,
Yeah,
I can see that.
their version. And the fact also too, we didn't talk about this, but the fact that as an audience, we all finally understood Groot.
Yes,
Yeah. So basically, what I'm referring to, there's a scene at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy, and throughout all three movies and Infinity War and Endgame, it's always been I am Groot because, and then everybody else knows what he means because they can understand him, but even us as an audience don't. And so in the movie, when he says, "I love you guys," it's us understanding him finally when he says, "I am Groot." So
Yeah,
I thought that was a clever way to give Groot a happy ending in a sense. Like,
yeah,
we as an audience get to finally understand what he's about and what he speaks, and we get it now. So I thought that was really cool. That was smart. That was a smart writing technique right there for sure.
yeah, definitely. And a couple side notes that we didn't discuss because of spoilers. Of course, any James Gunn movies, cameos
Oh
galore.
yeah,
Nathan Fillion, his wife. Mike was it Michael Bossum, the guy from played Lex Luthor in Smallville.
oh, Michael Rosenbaum. Yeah,
Bond was in the movie. Um, yeah, Pete Davidson was in the movie. He was
Pete
a,
Davidson.
he
I
was
was
in
like,
of course he was in costume, of course. But yeah, so nice little
well, actually, he didn't have any prosthetics on the face. I think he was just a blink and you missed him.
yeah, yeah.
He was just like one of
Um,
the guards. So I was just like, really?
Judy Gear, which is funny. It's funny, and I didn't realize
Was
it.
the War Pig?
Not just War Pig. She was in the Ant-Man movies. She was Scott
Oh
Lang's
yeah, yeah, yeah.
ex-wife. I totally
Ex-wife.
forgot
Yeah,
about that. She was his wife,
yeah,
ex-wife.
yeah.
But yeah, of course, cameos, and of course, which was pretty awesome in my opinion, was one of the badass scenes of the movie. Was the action scene at the third act, the big hallway action scene, which was pretty
Oh yeah,
awesome. That was pretty sick.
yeah, yeah.
That was pretty cool to see.
I was waiting for like a full on action scene because I think that's another one of the things about this movie that the action was very sparse to say the least, and it wasn't until for sure the third act, which um, really, except for like the jail, I guess the jailbreak scene, I guess um,
Mm-hmm.
that was like really the only two big action sequences. Um, but yeah, I mean that hallway scene, it might be on par with the Daredevil one take,
Oh
stairway
yeah,
hallway fight, because that I think that's probably one of the, if not, it might even be on par with Captain America versus the Winter Soldier in in Captain America the Winter Soldier. That
yeah.
scene where they fight on the bridge and in the street. Oh man, that's
Mm-hmm.
that's legit. Like that was awesome.
That was sick.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
that
for
was definitely
sure,
sick.
for sure,
So
definitely top
yeah,
five
so
five action scenes.
definitely.
So
Definitely. So yeah, that's a little spoiler review of Guardians of the Galaxy. So
volume
now we're gonna
three,
jump in, huh?
I say volume three.
Yeah, volume three. This is it. That was it, players. That's it. So now we're going to jump into, like I said, once again, more James Gunn news. I don't know if everybody
Yep,
know or not. James Gunn has written Superman Legacy. Pretty much, he's starting. Of course, he's over DC.
he's
He's over
directing.
the creative side of DC.
Yep,
Uh, and so he's pretty much directing Superman Legacy, and of course the movie should be filming really soon. Actually, I think like this summer or this fall, it should be filming as a 2025 release date. And so the big thing are the rumors who's going to play Superman, Lois
well,
Lane, and Lex Luthor.
yeah. But before we get into that, like the thing is like we don't know. It says 2025. That may
Mm-hmm.
change, obviously, due to the writer strike.
Yes, yes,
Because if the
has to
Directors
be
Guild,
rewritten. Yeah. Oh yeah.
if the Directors Guild goes on strike next, yeah, he ain't gonna be able to do nothing.
That is true. I didn't think about that one.
So, but yeah, so no, yeah, I mean, Warner Brothers DC, I think creatively they're in okay hands. I'm kind of questioning some of the stuff that they're cementing with the first run. To me, I would have thought you would have went with the Trinity. which they kind of are, but they're not. But they're not. You know, you're
Yeah.
getting 2 out of the 3, so we don't know what's going to happen with Wonder Woman. We don't know if she's going to be recasted. We don't know if Gal's coming back. We do know we're getting a new Superman, and we do know we're getting a new Batman. Are they going to be in the same universe? We don't even know that yet. So, you know, well, we do. We do know that at least these characters are all going to be in the same universe. And then we're going to have Elseworld characters, which is why you're still getting Joker 2. And then Matt Reeves is the Batman with Robert Pattinson. But, I mean, in my book, I just say just use Robert Pattinson. And if you're going to do Brave and the Bold, just bring in a Robin in the next movie.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. We'll see.
nobody. The thing is like nobody wants. It's hard to keep track of if you're going to do 5 years of movies to make a cohesive universe. It's hard to keep that in track with not adding. Well, where does this Batman fit into, and where does he or Joaquin Phoenix Joker fit into this? Like, oh, these have nothing to do with the timeline, but they're Batman. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
it's you know hey,
Yeah.
but we'll see what they do. But
Yeah.
yes, back on track. Let's go back
Yeah.
to these
And,
casting
and to kind
rumors.
of talk about that, from what he mentioned in his call a couple months ago, is that the Robert Pattinson, Batman, Joker movies, that's kind of part of the DC Elsewhere
Yeah,
line. That's not
Elseworld. Yeah,
Elseworld, excuse me. That's not part of
yeah,
his vision of like being cohesive of games, TV, cartoons, and movies all being aligned together that he's doing. So
yeah,
pretty much,
yeah. But they're not in line. That's the
well,
point. Is like
they're not lying yet, but I think it will be because, well, in line I mean like getting the same actor to make sure that one actor is going to be the actor for every role of that character for the cartoon, the TV, the game, the TV show, and the movies. So
right. But
that portion,
but not for the Elseworld
yeah, not for
characters.
Elseworld. No, no,
Yeah. So
no,
that's the point. Is like,
yeah,
well, why even have Elseworld? Like, the only thing I can think of is like maybe they bring them in with the Crisis on Infinite Earths. Big event. That would be my only thing. And then you have like 5 Batmans and 5 Supermans and 10 Jokers. Whatever.
yeah. So let's talk about these casting rumors real fast. All right. So for Superman, who they're looking at,
hmm
because I didn't watch the movie. So David Carson Witt,
uh, Corn Sweat.
is that what it is? Corn Sweat?
Corn Sweat. hmm
He pretty much played in Pearl. I know of Pearl. I never saw the movie. Did you see Pearl?
No, I did not see Pearl.
I think he played the boyfriend or whatever to Pearl. So he's up for the role of Superman, of Clark Kent, aka Superman. And if you see a picture of him online, he has the
Oh
chisel,
yeah.
the chisel
Yeah,
face,
he's
the hair. He has that look of course they're doing younger, of course.
yeah,
Um, like probably mid-20s, early mid-20s. But yes, he has that look of like, yeah, all you gotta do is pick up some muscle weight. I think he'll be a legit
yeah.
Superman kind of deal. So
Which I think, which I think is funny. That they say, well, we want to go younger. Um, when you made when you made Man of Steel, and when Lois interviews him, he's like, "I'm 30 years old." Like, how much younger do you want to like be? Do you like at that point? Then you're just doing a Superboy movie. You know what I mean? But like,
yeah,
but I get it. Maybe they just want to go younger to have the character. I mean, I'm still salty about them getting rid of Cavill, but neither here nor there. But there's one guy on Twitter who's already started doing some artwork. 21x4.
yeah, okay,
He posted some pictures of what's that cat's name? What's his name? David, right?
yeah,
David
David,
Corn. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
He's done some artwork that shows uh, David as Superman. Looks pretty good. I could definitely for sure see him at least have the look of Superman. Now, is he going to bulk up because the dude's kind of tiny? I don't know. We'll see. And then there's another guy on Twitter that made a fan fiction poster for Superman Legacy under at Castle Rock Dead. It's so kind of a shitty poster in essence, but it's basically it's Superman, but you only see the chest, right? And so you see the symbol, but it looks like it's Henry Cavill's costume being pulled up, and it's the new costume underneath, and it says Superman Legacy on the bottom. It looks really cool as a poster. It looks cool, but then at the same time, you're like, oh, that's kind of shitty. Like, you're just gonna rub my boy off like that? Like, what the hell?
Yeah. Oh boy. And did we also have him running Jacob Elordi?
Elodie.
He's from Euphoria. He plays, I guess, the resident villain on Euphoria, as well as
he plays the asshole, the jock. Yeah.
Okay.
Rapist.
Oh, I got you. And you have two other actors named Tom Brittany and Andrew Richardson. That's also in the mix. But as of right now, David is the leading person. It said as the one kind of like.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we don't get the confirmation by next weekend. They got to start building some excitement for these movies now that the Flash is about a month away. Because they got to get the DC train rolling. So I wouldn't be surprised if we don't get the Superman cast, at least the three big that we're going to talk about, and then possibly, obviously we know Lex Luthor is normally a villain, but who he's going to go toe to toe with, Obviously he can't go to. Well, I mean, I guess he could go toe to toe with Lex Luthor if like they do Lex Luthor in like a suit, like a mech suit or something. But like the one thing many fans have been wanting is like Brainiac, even Mongol, or if you just want to jump right into Darkseid, bringing Facade to Earth, that'd be one way to do it.
Yeah.
But I think everybody else from one of the things that I read online is that the guy from Euphoria, apparently they reached out to him, but he never submitted an audition tape. So I think he's out. Like he's just like, I'm not doing that. So I think he's out. He might have been one of the front runners, and he definitely has the physique to be Superman. Mm-hmm. But if you're not gonna look, I get it. Do I really go to audition to play Superman? Yeah, you really do.
Yeah, of course, bro. You have to.
Yeah.
Now, for Lois, the leading person right now, the leading lady who played Lois, her name is Emma Mackey. She's on a show on Netflix called Sex Education.
Yeah, and then also too Rachel Brosnahan.
Yeah, Brosnahan from Barbie. You also have Phoebe Doviner from the Marvel Mrs. Maisel.
Yep.
Marvel Mrs. Maisel. Yeah. Then on the back end, Samora Weaving as well. Yeah. But she may be a little too old for the role, maybe. But
yeah.
So that's kind of like who they have.
I'm good with the first two.
Yeah.
I'm good with the first two. Lois Lane. I mean, it's not really hard. Let me rephrase that. It's not hard to mess her up as a character, as long as you have a strong presence, because she's definitely a strong, independent woman. Yeah. Like as long as you can portray that, you're going to be fine.
Gotcha. Now for Lex Luthor, who they're looking at, and we both agree this would be a great choice if they go with him, and he actually been also looked at as Superman as well. So for both roles, they're looking at him. Nicholas Hoult, and if you know that name, he was Beast in the I guess the prequels of the X-Men, and he was in
recently in Renfield.
Yeah, which is a really good movie. Have not seen it yet. Renfield is pretty awesome. It's pretty good stuff.
Two thumbs up. Like, look, don't go in thinking you're going to see some sort of masterwork when it comes to filmmaking. It's just a fun movie.
It really is a fun movie. It's pretty funny too. It has its fun moment. Dude, funny moments too.
Nicolas Cage killed that movie. Like
Yeah.
us outside of that movie and um, the massive weight of talent, bruh. I think like Nicolas Cage is kind of like starting to kind of get an uprise a little bit again because he was well, I can't say that he was awesome in Renfield, but he was hilarious. Like he definitely like I kind of like watching this movie. I was like, damn, like they wanted to do a toxic relationship movie, but they were like, how do we make a toxic relationship movie without being your typical toxic relationship movie? Oh, I know. Let's do Dracula and his henchmen. I mean, and it worked. It
Yeah,
worked.
it really does work.
I definitely recommend Renfield 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
So yeah. But yeah. So those are those are the actors, the actresses they're looking at to play Superman, Lois Lane, and Lex Luthor. Also,
Yeah.
too, this was confirmed on Twitter by James Gunn himself. Was that someone from Guardians of the Galaxy has been officially cast in Superman Legacy, and no one knows who yet.
Yeah.
So we'll know in a couple of weeks, most likely. But as of right now, at least one person from Guardians of the Galaxy has been cast, and
Um, look, if
no one knows.
no one knows, but I'm gonna go on a limb and say it's Sean Gunn as some sort of motion capture character.
Oh yeah, I could definitely see Sean. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Also, too, James Gunn has been talking to the actress play Mantis Palm. I can't say her last name because she's
Palm Kim. Yeah.
yeah. They have been having talks about a certain character that she wants to play in the DC, and so we don't know who that character is. But she did mention on the red carpet she wants this part pretty bad. She wants to play this character pretty bad. Whoever it is in the
Yeah.
DC.
I'm interested to see who they're gonna get her to play. I mean, I
So
really can't think of any
I can't think
like
of no
they
one.
can't. Yeah, I can't really think of anybody that she could be playing. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't
So
know. I can't. I'm trying to think. I mean, there's a couple of ideas that pop in my head, but does it make sense for those characters to be in Superman? The
yeah.
only thing I can think of is maybe she's going to be in an after credit scene that leads into something else. But yeah, I mean, who knows? But going back to Nicholas Holt, he can definitely kill it as Lex Luthor because he can come off as the um, smartest guy in the room. That mentality, with
Mhm.
also being able to manipulate people by appearing to be vulnerable, like oh, I'm a nice guy, I'm vulnerable. I'm not really an asshole or a narcissist or an egomaniac. Like I'm a nice guy. Like I'm cool. I'm cool. I fucking hate aliens. But I'm not gonna say that out loud. I'm just gonna say
Right.
that behind closed doors. But yeah, so I think if they choose him as Lex Luthor, I will not be angry. I think he'll kill it for sure.
Yeah, he'd be awesome. So
Yeah.
so yeah, so that's kind of rumor, and as well as I think James Gunn also confirmed this on Twitter. I don't remember. I think he did confirm it that the villain will also, I guess, besides Lex Luthor, will be Apex as well. So I don't know how true that one is, but that's what I saw.
Mm, yeah, I don't
Um,
know. I don't know on that. Although we're talking about James Gunn that'll pull an obscure character out of his ass and bring it into the light somehow way.
and make everybody enjoy him. Make everybody love him like this guy here. So,
Yeah.
but yeah,
I'm
so
I'm I'm interested. Interested. You know.
yeah, and definitely also too is that I think sometime from what I'm seeing,
Oh, okay. Now I know who Apex is. Like I was trying to okay, like who the hell like I'm trying to was literally trying to dig deep into my repertoire of comic book knowledge. And I was like, who the hell is Apex? So yeah, so I think what he's referring to as Apex is Apex Lex Luthor, which is where he gets he develops a Superman serum that gives him Superman powers.
Mm.
So don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Listen to the fans. Because look, if they go down that route, you know it. I'm just going to say it right now. If they go down that route, and you're going to see Lex Luthor and Superman duke it out in Metropolis, people are going to draw comparisons to Man of Steel of Superman versus Zod, and like, you don't want that. Like, why would they want to do that? Don't make it that easy for you to be picked apart.
Yeah.
Do something new, something that fans have been asking for, and just go that route. But please, James Gunn, if it's Apex Lex Luthor, look, I'm telling you right now, you should have. Warner Brothers should have just called me, and me and King Lion and Aries up in Dallas. We could have made DC great again.
That's funny. That's funny. Good shit right there.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think that's pretty much everything covered.
That's pretty
James
much
Gunn inspired episode. So that's pretty much everything that we got.
Yeah. So I mean, definitely look. I know we gave a lot of spoilers out for Guardians of the Galaxy 3. If you didn't want to hear the spoilers, sorry. I mean, we told you we're going to do it, but go see the movie. It's fantastic. So yeah, I mean, I might go see Fast X this weekend. I think you're going to go see it on Thursday night, right?
Yeah, I'll see it Thursday night.
Yeah. So, and then we got June, and June literally is going to be slam packed.
I don't want to think about June right now. June's a lot. June has 2 weekends of double movies, a double blockbuster.
Yeah.
2 different weekends in the middle of the month. So I don't want to think about that yet.
So what's the first one in June?
Spider-Man, June 2nd.
June 2nd, and then we have Transformers.
Transformers is 2 weeks later. A week after that is Flash and Elemental.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be surprise people.
It looks good, but I don't know if it's gonna. It may not make. Well, I take it back. It's gonna make money, obviously, because there's gonna be kids out for summer break. But compared to movies that I think the majority of our audience may want to go see.
It's technically a good mixture because Flash is gonna be high school kids and older. Elemental gonna be middle school to younger preschool kids that you can family to. So
yeah,
and then we have Transformers.
And Blue Beetle.
I think so. I want to see Barbie, but Barbie maybe July.
I think July. Yeah.
But yeah, June's packed. June's like really packed. It's a
June
lot.
is like it's a blockbuster every weekend for sure.
Yes, it really is. So,
all right, pop culture fan. Well,
yeah.
Guess what? It's that time where we got to end the show. Say goodbye to all our little friends. MICKEYMOUS.
Oh my God! It's time to go now. On that note,
yeah, it's late. It's late, y'all, and we both got to go to work tomorrow. So,
yep.
So again, signing off. Thank you guys for joining us. Please like the ticker down at the bottom. Like and subscribe on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Obviously, we'll drop our links to our YouTube channels where you can watch the live video or at least the video recording. And as always, thank you guys for stopping by. We'll see you next time. I'm Jay Rue, the Comic Guru, and
Kung Fu.
And we out.
Man.